Okay, we've looked at some important principles and generated some keys for a very basic serve, a standing float serve. But at almost every level, a serve where we are jumping off the ground to serve the ball is more effective. The reasons for that, obviously, I get a little bit more leverage because I'm in the air and create some vectors for myself that help me out. The other reason is a moving server is a little bit tougher to read than somebody that's just standing on the ground. But we want to make sure that we're working on lots of different kinds of serves as we develop our servers, see what they're good at. But in general, a serve where we can jump to hit the serve is going to be more effective. All right, we talked about important principles for serving, and they generated some keys for our most basic serve, a standing float serve. But now we're going to start looking at jump serves. And the first one we want to talk about is a two-handed jump float. So I'm going to hold the ball in two hands and jump to serve it. The rhythm here is I'm holding the ball in two hands. I've got my right foot forward, and I'm going to step with that right foot to start. And so it puts me in a position that feels very natural for a lot of athletes. Holding the ball in two hands kind of feels like my attack approach. And so that's the advantage in this, is it feels very natural. I'm holding the ball in two hands and it feels like I'm going to go be an attacker. So ball in two hands, right foot forward, first step with my right foot, for righties of course. And then the rhythm is going to be I'm going to step, step, toss, and then step, step, and contact the ball, hit the ball. So step, step, toss, step, step, hit it. 1, 2, place it. 3, 4, contact it. And finding that rhythm is really the critical part for almost all our servers, getting that good serving rhythm. And once they have that in place, the serve becomes a lot easier. But we want to step, step, toss, and then step, step, contact the ball. Again, on the heel of our hand, trying to generate this nice, good float serve. And we want to place, step, and swing to target as number 3, same as when we're hitting a float serve, everything coming down my target line. I want to execute that well. And then the last key, of course, same as before. See and connect the outcome. What just happened? Where did this serve go? And then try to connect it to my movements. What did I do to produce this result? So a two-handed jump float, good place to start for a lot of athletes. We'd like this to be an option for almost all your players and see how they like the feel of it. Okay, as you get started with your athletes, teaching them a jump float serve, they're going to run into some problems. Some common ones that we see right off the bat is the toss ends up disrupting their rhythm. It's either too high or too low or perhaps behind them. But a toss that goes in some strange places, especially a non-rhythmic toss, is one of the common things. So they got to get that under control. Another really common error that we see is your athletes will toss it and then they'll try to use their arms to jump. And again, this is really disruptive to their rhythm, creates some non-simplicity in this activity, in this skill, and so we don't want them to use their arms to jump. They'll try to get them in there and sneak them in there, so watch out for that. And then finally, with a two-hand jump float, the most common thing we see is that the athletes will toss it and then they never do get opened up. They simply toss it and use their arm to serve it. And so that's another common error, is after they toss, we got to make sure that they do get opened up and generate speed with torque. So those are the common errors, some kind of funny tosses, using their arms to try and jump in this skill, and then finally, again, staying closed up, not getting open.
you.